Every year, millions of people make the difficult decision to leave their homes in search of better opportunities, safety, and quality of life. From the outside, their countries may seem beautiful, but the reality inside is far different. Get ready, because in this video I'll take you on a journey through 10 countries where people are leaving and not coming back. Some of them are European, and you won't expect them. Plus, at the end, I'll talk about a country with the highest emigration rate while being one of the most developed. 10. Somalia. Somalia, a land of contrasts with vast beaches and arid deserts, faces monumental challenges that push its people to seek a better future. Political instability and the presence of extremist groups have sown fear and despair among its citizens. Constant civil wars and the lack of a strong central government have left the country vulnerable to internal conflicts. Frequent droughts and scarce natural resources worsen the situation, making agriculture difficult and causing periodic famines. The lack of basic infrastructure like hospitals and schools limits access to essential services, affecting the quality of life for millions. Statistics show that over 25% of the population lives below the poverty line, and millions have been internally displaced or sought refuge in neighboring countries and beyond. The Somali diaspora, spread across the world, is a testament to the resilience of its people, seeking peace, security, and prosperity that their homeland can no longer provide. Despite these challenges, Somalia's rich culture and communal spirit continue to shine, inspiring its citizens to hold on to hope in tough times. Did you expect this? 9. Portugal. Although Portugal is known for its beauty and quality of life, it faces a paradox: the emigration of talented young people. The lack of job opportunities and low wages compared to other European Union countries push many to seek work abroad. Youth unemployment exceeds 20%, creating a significant gap between the education received and the opportunities available. Additionally, the high cost of housing in cities like Lisbon and Porto puts pressure on families, forcing many to emigrate for a more stable future. Bureaucracy and slow processes for starting new businesses also discourage entrepreneurs, limiting the country's economic growth. Despite its charms, like its cuisine, climate, and cultural heritage, Portugal struggles to retain its youth, who seek better living conditions and greater professional prospects. Statistics show that thousands of Portuguese settle in countries like the UK, France, and Germany each year, contributing to a diaspora that impacts both their home country and the receiving nations. This isn't just entire families leaving, but young people especially, and Portugal isn't the only European country. We'll see another later. 8. Zimbabwe, a nation rich in natural resources and vibrant culture, faces a devastating economic crisis. Hyperinflation has eroded savings and reduced the population's purchasing power, while unemployment reaches alarming levels. Corruption and government mismanagement have undermined trust in institutions, exacerbating social instability. Ineffective economic policies have led to shortages of basic goods like food and medicine, creating a daily life of uncertainty and struggle. Restrictions on press freedom and political repression foster an atmosphere of fear and distrust among citizens. Insecurity and violence are also constant concerns, with high crime rates affecting daily life. As a result, millions of Zimbabweans seek refuge in neighboring countries and beyond, looking for stability and opportunities their homeland can no longer offer. The Zimbabwean diaspora is growing, carrying not only hope for a better future, but also valuable experience and talent that can contribute to the development of receiving nations. Despite these challenges, Zimbabwe holds immense potential, and the international community watches with hope for paths toward recovery and renewal. 7. Hungary. You didn't expect Hungary, did you? Seeing the beloved Orbán, you might think everything is fine. Although a member of the European Union, many Hungarians feel that job opportunities and wages don't meet their expectations. The lack of well-paid jobs in key sectors forces many to seek opportunities in countries like Germany, Austria, and the UK. Recent government policies have also created social and political tensions, fostering an atmosphere of uncertainty and discontent among the population. Education, while high quality, often doesn't translate into suitable jobs, leading to a brain drain that hinders the country's development. Discrimination and restrictions for certain groups have also contributed to a negative perception, pushing some to leave Hungary in search of a more inclusive and open environment. Despite these challenges, Hungary remains a country with a rich cultural heritage and a resilient population, working to create a more attractive environment for its citizens and reverse the emigration trend. While culture is well preserved, the economic aspect can be a problem. This isn't the last European country. We'll see a northern one later that will shock you. It's number 1. 6. Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo is a country of immense natural wealth, but faces monumental challenges that drive its people to emigrate. Armed conflicts and political instability have created a constant state of insecurity, where violence and lack of protection affect entire communities. Prolonged civil wars have displaced millions, forcing them to seek refuge both within and outside the country. Corruption and mismanagement of natural resources have undermined economic development, leaving much of the population in poverty. Lack of access to basic services like healthcare, education, and clean water worsens the situation, limiting opportunities to improve quality of life. Endemic diseases, combined with a weakened healthcare system, pose a constant threat to the population. The exploitation of natural resources, without equitable benefits for locals, has bred resentment and despair. As a result, many Congolese seek a safer and more prosperous future in neighboring countries and beyond, carrying their culture and resilience. This country has extraordinary potential that few people know about. 5. Haiti, the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere, faces a combination of natural disasters, political instability, and economic crises that drive its citizens to emigrate. Literally, they haven't even remotely recovered since the last earthquake. Frequent earthquakes, hurricanes, and droughts have devastated the country's infrastructure, destroying homes, schools, and hospitals, and leaving millions without basic resources. Political instability and endemic corruption have eroded trust in the government, creating a power vacuum and fostering violence and insecurity. The lack of job opportunities and a declining economy have pushed many Haitians to seek a better life abroad, mainly in the United States, Canada, and Caribbean countries. Precarious living conditions, food shortages, and limited access to education and health care deepen the despair among the population. Irregular migration and restrictive policies in destination countries also hinder the integration and success of Haitian immigrants. Despite these challenges, Haiti boasts a rich cultural heritage and a resilient community that continues to fight for the country's reconstruction and development. The problem is constant corruption. 4. Libya. Libya, a country with vast oil reserves and a strategic location in North Africa, has been devastated by civil war and political instability since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. The fragmentation of power among multiple armed factions has prevented the formation of an effective central government, creating an environment of constant insecurity and violence. Battles for control of natural resources and trade routes have worsened the humanitarian crisis, leaving millions without access to basic services like healthcare, education, and clean water. The economy, heavily dependent on oil, has suffered severely, resulting in high unemployment and poverty. Libya has also become a transit point for migrants and refugees seeking to reach Europe, increasing pressure on the country's resources and infrastructure. The lack of opportunities and uncertainty about the future drive many Libyans to abandon their homeland in search of stability and better living conditions abroad. Despite these challenges, Libya holds significant potential for reconstruction and development, with international and local efforts focused on stabilization and creating a safer, more prosperous environment for its citizens. 3. Iraq. A nation with a rich and complex history, has been ravaged by decades of conflict that have left deep scars on its society. Wars, both internal and external, have destroyed vital infrastructure and triggered a massive population exodus. The presence of extremist groups has created an atmosphere of fear and insecurity, affecting all layers of society. Iraq's economy, though rich in oil, has suffered due to corruption, mismanagement, and international sanctions, leaving many unemployed and in precarious conditions. Lack of access to basic services like healthcare and education has deteriorated quality of life, pushing citizens to seek refuge in neighboring countries and beyond. Displaced communities face significant challenges integrating into new societies, often encountering discrimination and cultural barriers. Political instability and sectarian tensions continue to hinder the building of a strong, unified state. Despite these challenges, Iraq holds immense potential for reconstruction and renewal, with international and local efforts focused on peace, stability, and sustainable development. But manipulation by superpowers continues to heavily influence the country's direction. 2. Venezuela. You're not surprised to see Venezuela on this list. Once prosperous thanks to its vast oil reserves, Venezuela now faces one of the region's most severe humanitarian crises. Millions of Venezuelans have left the country, and those who haven't are considering it for the future. The drop in oil prices, combined with economic mismanagement and corruption, has plunged the country into a deep recession. Hyperinflation has wiped out the purchasing power of Venezuelans, making basic goods unaffordable for most. Shortages of food, medicine, and other essential supplies have sparked a public health crisis, with overwhelmed hospitals and re-emerging diseases. You already knew this. Insecurity and violence have also risen, creating an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. The government has stopped prioritizing the Venezuelan people, forming trade alliances with those who exploit the population. The administration and bureaucracy are riddled with individuals who don't seek the people's welfare but profit off the working class through unjust procedures and corrupt operations. The lack of job opportunities and mass emigration have led to a significant brain drain, further weakening the economy and infrastructure. Restrictive government policies and political repression have heightened social tensions, leading to protests and clashes that have resulted in numerous casualties. As a result, over 7 million Venezuelans have fled the country in search of stability, security, and a dignified life in nations like Colombia, Peru, the United States, and Spain. The Venezuelan diaspora is transforming not only destination countries, but also leaving an indelible mark on Venezuela's identity and culture. Despite adversity, the resilient spirit of Venezuelans continues to shine, with hopes for a better future and collective efforts to rebuild their nation. 1. Sweden. In a surprising spot on this list, Sweden, known worldwide for its high standard of living, advanced social policies, and economic stability, faces growing emigration that challenges conventional perceptions. Despite being one of the most developed countries, with a robust welfare system and job opportunities, various factors have led many Swedes to leave their homeland. The pressure of high living costs, especially in cities like Stockholm and Gothenburg, has created economic strain for many families. Additionally, increasing bureaucracy and strict labor policies can limit flexibility and innovation in the workplace, driving talented professionals to seek more dynamic, less regulated environments. Cultural and social integration also poses challenges, particularly for young people seeking a balance between personal and professional life. The pursuit of international experiences, higher education, and entrepreneurial opportunities pushes many to explore destinations in Europe and North America. Statistics show a rise in emigration among highly educated young people, contributing to a brain drain that impacts Sweden's labor market and innovation. But the main issue isn't that. it's the massive immigration the country has received, leading to the deterioration of the public system and social order. Special mention: Latvia. Now, for those most interested in the topic, I promised I'd talk about the country with the highest emigration rate. That country is Latvia, a fairly developed European nation. It's also the country with more women than men. So hold on tight. Latvia's population decline is an alarming and multifaceted phenomenon that threatens to leave vast areas of the country uninhabited, with profound social, economic, and cultural implications. One of the main causes is persistent emigration. Since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, many Latvians have sought better job opportunities and living conditions in other European countries like Germany, the UK, and Ireland, leading to a brain drain that significantly weakens the national workforce and reduces the country's capacity to sustain key economic sectors. Additionally, a low birth rate substantially contributes to this trend, as factors like delayed family formation, a preference for smaller families, and difficulties balancing work and family life discourage couples from having more children, exacerbating population aging. This aging means a growing proportion of Latvians are elderly, increasing pressure on healthcare and pension systems, reducing economic productivity, and adding burdens on younger generations, creating intergenerational tensions and additional economic challenges. Latvia also faces public health issues, such as high mortality rates from cardiovascular diseases, cancer, and other chronic illnesses, worsened by limited access to quality health care, unhealthy lifestyles, and a healthcare system struggling to adapt to an aging population's needs. Regional inequality plays a crucial role, as rural areas experience a more pronounced exodus of young people seeking opportunities in cities like Riga or abroad, leading to the abandonment of infrastructure and essential services in less populated areas, perpetuating a cycle of decline and leaving entire communities without the support needed to survive and thrive. Ineffective government policies and an unstable economy contribute to a lack of incentives for sustainable growth, insufficient investment in key sectors, and a bureaucracy that discourages both citizens and foreign investors, limiting job and development opportunities and hindering the creation of an attractive environment to retain and attract talent. The consequences of this population decline are numerous and severe. The economy suffers from reduced productivity and growth. Labor shortages hinder essential sectors like agriculture, construction, and services, and communities face the closure of schools, hospitals, and other vital services, weakening the country's social and cultural fabric and increasing feelings of abandonment and desolation in many regions. Future generations face greater pressure to support an aging population, which may lead to intergenerational tensions and economic challenges, including higher taxes and reduced social benefits. To counter this trend, Latvia needs comprehensive, coordinated policies that encourage the immigration of skilled individuals, establish robust support for families, improve the healthcare system, promote equitable regional development, and stimulate economic growth through reforms that foster job creation, innovation, and foreign direct investment. Creating an environment that not only retains young Latvians, but also attracts new residents to revitalize abandoned areas is essential for maintaining the country's social and economic cohesion. Investing in infrastructure, education, and high-quality healthcare services is crucial to improving quality of life and reducing emigration rates. Only through a multifaceted, coordinated response from the government and civil society can Latvia reverse this worrying trend and ensure a sustainable future, preventing the country from becoming uninhabited and preserving its stability and prosperity for future generations. The severity of this situation must be recognized, and action must be taken with determination and long-term vision to revitalize all areas of the country, promoting a demographic renaissance that guarantees Latvia's continuity and well-being in the future. These 10 countries represent a diversity of challenges and circumstances that drive their inhabitants to seek new horizons. From armed conflicts and economic crises to the pursuit of better opportunities and a more stable life, Migration is a complex phenomenon that reflects the changing realities of our world. Each story is a testament to human resilience and the universal desire for a better life. If you found this journey interesting and want to keep exploring more fascinating topics, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any content.